Imagine what's possible when learning doesn't get in the way of life. At Capella University, our game-changing FlexPath learning format lets you set your own deadlines so you can learn at a time and pace that works for you. It's an education you can tailor to your schedule. That means you don't have to put your life on hold to pursue your professional goals. Instead, enjoy learning your way and earn your degree without missing a beat. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
Have I Got News for You is back for another season. Roy Wood Jr., Amber Ruffin, and Michael Ian Black are finding the funny in the week's biggest stories. Have I Got News for You returns Saturday at 9 on CNN and stream next day on Max.
Hi, I'm Katie.
And I'm Erin.
And you're listening to Ropedrop and Parkhop. It's cold here. It's not California.
I'm very tired.
But we're here.
I'm beat. I'm wasted.
I wore her out.
It is all your fault. No,
Yeah.
It's not at all. We're not going to talk about the Gumball Rally today.
Right.
We're going to talk about it next week. So we did a recording with people who came for our meetup.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're listening and you are one of the people who attended, it's next week that we will publish that episode.
Yes.
So sorry if you're disappointed, but it's coming.
Lots and lots of lovely people showed up. It was really fun. And we are going to talk about the rest of our weekend on this episode today. So you'll get a little trip recap, some new things that we saw.
The meetup, some of the meetup stuff. Yeah.
Some of the meetup stuff. And but let's read a review and then we'll get into some news. First, this week we have a review from E.E. Palm Tree.
I want
cute.
palm trees. I wish I was like E.E. Palm Tree, like E. Sizzle. Is that who I am?
Yeah.
E. Sizzle
K-Dog.
Palm Tree.
K-Dog and E. Sizzle.
Mm-hmm.
Those are our names, right?
Yeah.
A must-listen for Disneyland, 5 stars. I have been so excited but overwhelmed to plan our Disneyland vacation. Hearing from Katie and Erin is like listening to friends who have done this over and over again. And we have.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of great tips, and you can tell how much they love all things Disney. Update. Oh, I love an update.
I do too.
My husband and I just got back from our trip. Every time I gave suggestions about where to start the day, planning out rides, mobile ordering, and everything in between, he would ask, "Did you learn this from Erin and Katie?" The answer was always yes. Thank you for helping us make the most of our trip. Awesome. Thank you.
That's cute.
Yeah, super cute. Thank you for the update, too. I love those.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you for the reviews. We love them so, so much. Sorry if we sound subdued today. I think both of us sound a little like Debbie Downer. We don't mean to. We had a really, really great weekend. It was just very exhausting. So,
but we're tired.
We
are so tired. Jack is a much more conscientious and studious child than mine are because he got up and went to school today. Mine did not. They're all awake now. I've gotten text messages and they're heading to school shortly, but I let them sleep in just a little bit.
The campaign started around 5 o'clock last night with her kids. I could hear them behind me chatting in her ear. But we would have missed 2 days of school anyway, and we had a snow day on Friday, and they were good little attorneys back there trying to convince her that.
And I am pretty resistant. I'm bad at making commitments with my kids. Like, I don't make decisions until the last minute because A, I don't want to hear about it incessantly for however long, and B, I don't want to be locked in. And so I was like, guys, we'll talk about it later. We'll take it moment by moment. And then this morning, they got up this morning, my older two, to go to school, but they were just so tired, I could tell. And I was like, go back to bed. It's fine. I'm like, but go when you wake up, you know? And then I didn't even wake my youngest up. I just let her sleep. So hopefully they all get to school where they need to be. And
nice.
Everybody does what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
They're missing a couple of days for spring break, too. And so that was why I was kind of hesitant to allow it. But also, like I told Katie this morning, we're not keeping him out of Harvard. So whatever, it's fine.
Okay, let's talk about a little bit of news. So the big sad news is that we did not get to do putt-putt on Friday.
It is big sad. I thought it was going to be, so when we landed, it was raining. And so it had already been canceled at this point. But I was like, when Katie told me it was canceled, I was like, is it because of the rain? It was not.
It was not. They just needed a little more time to get set up. And so it opens officially today which is Tuesday when we're recording. When you're listening to this, it will have opened already. So if you're planning on going, and I think we have a few listeners that are planning on trying it out.
We had some people reach out.
Say that they were going to do like a birthday celebration, including putt-putt. So I hope you get to try it. We won't be jealous at all.
I wish we had checked it out. We didn't go and see it. I think that it was, so like I said, it was raining when we got there. And so we didn't spend a ton of time like
outside,
especially once it got dark when we were over in that area. And so we didn't go up to the pool deck to see it. But yeah,
Did we decide that's where it is on the pool deck?
So.
Okay.
I don't know.
I can't remember what we decided
I feel like there's
about
a big
that.
old like helicopter landing pad area up there.
Maybe
they
that's
could
where
put
it
it.
is.
I don't know though.
And maybe that's why they got delayed is because of the rain. They couldn't do setup while it was raining. So
and really, honestly, rain in Disneyland is mist. Mm-hmm. So it was really just misting. But once the sun went down, it was chilly.
Yeah. I did hear from some people that Thursday was a lot more moisture than we experienced on Friday.
Really?
So maybe that delayed them. A lot of rides were shut down.
If you're there in the rain, be careful because we had 2 people fall. Me and Kenley both fell. And so just be careful.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you're already kind of walking gingerly when it's raining because you know that there are slick surfaces, which works all of your other muscles that you don't know exist anyway. But then you fall and you're like a hot mess. I'm fine. It wasn't a bad fall.
Yeah.
But I slipped on just wet pavement.
Yeah. Bring your rain boots with their cleats.
Yes, absolutely.
That's your best bet.
Cleats are your best friend when it's bad weather.
I'm trying to think. There's something else I was going to say about the rain. I don't remember. Doesn't matter.
That it falls mainly on the plain in Spain.
Correct. All right. And then we'll get to the Galaxy's Edge stuff probably last-ish.
Sure.
But let's talk about California Adventure has some new improvements over in Cars Land.
And some sadness. The red car trolley is officially closed.
Yes. Cozy Cones in California Adventure now has a dedicated ordering counter for non-mobile orders. So if you want to do a walk-up order at the Cozy Cone, in the past, you would walk up to each individual cone to order your chili con queso or your concoctions or your pop cones. Mm-hmm. What else? What's the churros?
Ice cream cones.
I think that's frozen concoctions.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember what the churro one is called. Anyway,
I'll
there's
tell
4
you.
cones.
I'll tell you. You talk, I'll tell you.
And now when you want to do a walk-up order, there is a dedicated counter right in the middle of the Cozy Cones where you put in your order and then you go to your specific cone to pick up your order once it's ordered.
Churros.
Mm-hmm. It's called the churros.
So
churros
number 1
cone.
is churros. Number 2 is ice cream cones. Number 3 is chili con queso. Number 4 is frozen concoctions, which must be drinks.
Maybe.
And number 5 is the
it's
popcorn scoop.
They used to have the Red's apple freeze at that frozen concoctions. Maybe it's just slushies now.
I'll tell you.
You can tell me.
Strawberry lemonade, chimichanga.
A chimichanga. That makes sense.
Margaritas, palomas, micheladas.
Okay.
So drinks. Also, though, it's not called popcorn. It's called popcorn scoop.
Lame. I like mine better.
When did that change? Because wasn't it popcorn?
I thought so.
Wasn't it popcorn on our Gumball Rally?
I don't remember.
I feel like it was listed as popcorn on our Gumball Rally page.
I don't know. Disney keeps changing names on us and not asking our permission.
And also, not for the better.
No.
Popcorn is much more clever than popcorn scoop.
Right? So much cuter.
So much cuter.
And then there is a cute little new seating area.
It is really cute.
It's Red's Garden, I think is what it's called. And it's, based on the cute little fire truck Red. It's very, very cute. It's got a little arbor that you walk under to get to your tables. It is so nice to have some extra seating over there because there's really nowhere to eat. Well, there's a couple of picnic tables in the Cozy Cone area, but they're almost always taken. So it'll be nice to have some extra seating over there.
Yeah, and it's back behind Radiator Springs Curios, kind of across from Luigi's. Mm-hmm. So it's tucked in. It's a great location if you want the ambience of Luigi's right there, the music. Mm-hmm. I think it's a great addition.
If Luigi's is running.
It doesn't run in the rain, guys.
Takes them a while to dry Luigi out. And then let's go a little bit more into the red car trolley. It did have its final day on Saturday. It made Saturday a little bit busier than normal. And people were gaga for the red car trolley suddenly when
People
they've
who
never ridden it before.
Yeah, who never paid any attention to it ever for however many years it's been there.
But the farewell ride was really cute. Mickey and Minnie rode on it, and there was a huge crowd of people following behind with all of their recording equipment up in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, just being sad. I think you all, what is it, pave paradise? Like you don't know what you've got till it's gone.
That's totally true.
And from what we understand, who knows how long, but they're going to park it up on Buena Vista Street.
Right.
At the entrance of California Adventure, which will be very cute.
For photo ops and all that.
Was it there Saturday? I mean, Sunday? Yesterday? Whenever?
I don't
there?
know.
I didn't pay attention when we walked
Me
in.
neither.
I don't think it was because the girls went to the bathroom and I feel like I walked over that way. So it wasn't there in the evening once we hopped over. That's interesting.
Maybe they'll bring her out in a couple of days.
Maybe. Or maybe that's just bad information.
Or they're giving us time to miss her first before they bring her back out.
Letting everybody just lick their wounds and recover.
Right. Okay, let's talk about some refurbs coming up. We mentioned last week that Guardians would be going down starting on the 10th of March. Is that right?
Let me look.
I feel like that was the right date.
It may be.
And we thought that it would be just a week-long refurb, but it has been extended as far as we know on the calendar.
Yep, so it goes down on the 10th and it comes back up on the 21st. So it's closed.
11-ish days.
Yeah.
So far.
No. Yeah, I guess that is 11-ish days. Sorry. 10 plus 11 is 21. Yes.
Math is mathing today. And then in new closure news, the Indiana Jones Adventure is closing March 17th for refurb. So if you have a trip planned that week of March 17th, that's a couple of big rides down.
Right.
And we don't have an opening date for that yet because the calendar doesn't go out far enough. So just keep that in mind. It's not a make or break for your trip.
It's disappointing. And honestly, we'll talk more about our trip in just a second, but we rode both of those once. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Like, are these game changers for us? And Guardians, we were like, maybe that is. I still think no. I mean, it's super disappointing, right? But we were busy and we still missed a ton of stuff. Not, so I feel like, it sucks and it's disappointing that those are not available. But it's for sure not a. I just don't.
It's not a deal breaker.
It's
No, I
not.
say that with a little bit of snark, right? It's a little tongue in cheek, but yeah.
But we've gotten some messages, and I mean, yes, those are two big rides to have down. And actually, I'm super shocked that they're doing it
in March,
right? Spring
it's
break
right
time.
at the beginning of spring break time.
But there's still so much to do, and you're still going to have so much fun.
And never fear, you'll stay busy because Fantasmic is playing every night during spring break for 2 weeks. Yeah, so you'll have plenty of entertainment to keep you busy.
And go out to Tom Sawyer Island. No, I don't know.
Right.
I'm just trying to think of something.
Yeah, there's lots of things you can do.
There's lots of things that you can do. That was like the least. I was trying to think of like the least exciting thing that you could do to fill the time. But
the canoes.
The thing that you've probably never, ever done. Now you have freed up time to go try it.
There you go.
Oh, not the canoes. No. Nothing makes me want to do those.
And then the New Orleans train station is under refurb right now, and also they're replacing some of the tracks. But a sharp-eyed blog noticed that the radio house is missing, like they've demolished it maybe. And I think that's where the fire might have been. I don't know the specifics on it, and I don't know if they're planning on rebuilding this building or what's going on with it. But
I'm going to pull up a map and look at it because I swear the building that caught on fire was a little further down.
Maybe.
Isn't the radio house the the tapping?
I would assume so.
It doesn't sound like doots. It sounds like tapping, but I can't tap with.
It's Morse code. It's a telegraph.
Yes. It's opening day, right? The opening day speech.
Yep.
So that, I mean, is that correct? I don't know. It makes sense in my head that would be what would be considered the radio house. Okay, I'm looking. I'm pulling it up here on my maps. Man, there's lots of trees at Disneyland, and they kind of all follow. There we go. I'm not going to be able to see anything. Dang it. Yeah, there's a couple different buildings there, and I feel like.
So there's the one that is like the water tower.
Right. And then the one closest to it, I feel like, is the one that caught on fire.
Okay.
And then the next one, I feel like, is the what I would consider, or
The
what I
radio
would think
house.
is called the radio house.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So
But
it may not be what caught on fire. It may have
But
just
why would
needed
they
some
tear that
love.
down
I don't
and
know.
not the
maybe,
firehouse?
Maybe it needed some different kind of love. I don't know. But we'll keep you posted if we hear anything else on that. I'm assuming that will open. How long has it been down? Maybe another month.
yeah, I would bet it's going to open in May.
You think so?
Uh-huh.
For the 70th stuff.
Yep. I bet they keep it down
Okay.
till then.
All right.
We'll see.
We will see. And Goofy's Kitchen is bringing back their spring dining options. I feel like we are just in the era of Goofy's Kitchen always having specialty dining
To charge more
available.
money.
Yes, to charge more money. They have cute outfits. Goofy and Clarabelle are springy looking. I like it. I don't need to go to Goofy's Kitchen, but a lot of people love it.
I don't either. My big complaint about Goofy's Kitchen is how dark it is.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I remember is it's just dark in there.
And it feels like the ceiling is low.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you feel like cruise ship dining, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Like, low, dark,
Mm-hmm.
separate. I don't know. It's not very bright. If I'm picking between that and Storytellers for off-property, Storytellers wins for me every time.
Yeah.
Just because of the atmosphere.
Yep. I get that. Okay. You were going to talk about the mug. Talk about the mug.
Oh, yeah. There's a tiki mug. Trader Sam's has a new tiki mug. They're releasing it on the 13th of February. It is called the Laughing Lava Mug. It's really cute.
It is really cute.
And if you're a mug collector, which there are quite a few people out there, it's a great souvenir to bring home. We have a mug collector amongst the Ropedrop and Parkhop family.
Yes, and I need to update my shelves in my office to display them better because they're really cute.
You could get this one.
I should.
Because Katie has a little surprise trip coming up here pretty soon.
I do. I wonder if will it have a new fun drink in it?
I don't know. Let's see. No, it's just a mug release.
Just the mug?
Anyway, I lied, by the way.
Tell me.
It's available on the 14th, but you can mobile order it through the Disneyland app beginning at 6 a.m. on the 13th. That's weird.
Where are you mobile ordering it through, I wonder? Tangaroa Terrace?
Let's see. What does it say? It says via mobile order on the Disneyland app under Trader Sam's mug release.
Oh, interesting. They'll have their own mobile order. I wonder how fast it will sell out.
Arrival windows are designated pickup hours at the Disneyland Hotel Adventure Lawn between 10 and 6.
Huh. So
10 a.m. and 6 p.m.
You're not even ordering a drink with this one.
No,
It's
you're just
just a
getting a
mug.
mug. And there's an artist signing queue for the mug during that designated pickup area on I think just the day that it's available from 10 a.m. to 10:45 and then again from 12:15 to 1:45.
Okay.
So 2 short periods of time where you can get your mug signed.
And that's today as you're listening to this podcast? Friday the 14th?
Is that what it is? Friday the 14th?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. So if you didn't get it, probably you're out of luck.
Really cool thing that Disney is doing is they're gifting all the Los Angeles firefighters and other emergency responders complimentary theme park tickets. So I think that's really cool. They worked so hard over the last month to try and keep their community safe, and there were lots of volunteers that came in. And so if you are eligible for a ticket, you probably know who you are. And
How many do they get?
The Heroes ticket will be valid on Mondays through Thursday from May 5th through August 7th. Still need a reservation. And qualifying departments will get all the information that they need for that.
I think I had read that maybe it's 2. Maybe.
Okay.
I'm not, don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I don't
but
see any specific information on that, but
let's see. I shared something
nice
on
way
our
to say
Instagram.
thank you.
It is such a nice way to say thank you. I'm so glad that they did that.
and Ken Potrock got to be the one to announce it and give the little press release about it. So his last maybe hurrah as president of Disneyland.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad.
So I was talking with somebody the other day about Ken Potrock and how his new title, which I don't think is a title that existed before, and whoever it was that I was speaking with, their guess was that his new title is to prepare for the Olympics being in Los Angeles is it 2020? When is that?
2027?
7?
I was going to say 7, but that doesn't sound right.
It doesn't sound right.
Okay. Anyway, the Los Angeles Olympics.
That's their guess is that he was given this new title position to help prepare Disneyland for the influx of people that are coming.
Can you imagine what Disneyland is going to be like during the Olympics?
It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be so crazy.
But so fun too, right? Like I think they'll probably do some really special things that year.
Yeah.
And so they need a Ken Potrock to step in and take care of all that.
Yeah.
To lead the charge. That's Anyway, I thought that was a really good conjecture.
Okay, so I found the little press or the Disneyland post on Instagram. 2 complimentary one-day park hopper tickets for eligible California firefighters. So and law enforcement. Cool. So it's 2 hoppers per eligible member.
And then kind of the biggest news that released this week is some new Season of the Force details. And before we get into that, though, Droid Depot announced that they are going to no longer be taking reservations for building droids. It will be walk-ups only.
I wonder how long until Savvy's does the same thing. Because I feel like they always have availability up until the very last minute.
Right. Savvy's is more of a limited space, or limited reservation space. So maybe they'll keep those around a little bit longer. But there's some new stuff coming that makes me think maybe they'll keep reservations in place for Savvy's a little bit longer. Yes.
Okay. I haven't read this, so
yes.
I'm glad that you have some information.
So Season of the Force, they have celebrated this for a few years running now. And it is March 28th through May 11th, so it will be over the May the 4th holiday. And the biggest thing that's coming is a new nighttime projection show in Galaxy's Edge, which the concept art for it looks really, really, really cool. It's going to be called Shadows of Memory, a Skywalker saga, and it will be performing nightly, a storytelling adventure across the galaxy. So once Season of the Force is over on May 11th, the show will continue. So maybe through the 70th
I would bet.
Celebrations.
I would bet.
And then, of course, John Williams will be featured, all of John Williams music. If you haven't watched the John Williams documentary on Disney Plus yet, I highly recommend you go watch it. It is fantastic. I got teary through a lot of it. That's the music of my childhood.
Yeah.
Got some E.T., some Indiana Jones.
It's shocking, too, when you actually are, like, listening, how
prolific he is. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Here's a little fun fact for you. Do you know who John Williams' son is?
Is his last name Williams?
Well, probably.
Brian Williams.
His son is one of the members of the band Toto.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
There's your fun fact for the day.
That is interesting.
Okay, and then a new meet and greet with Luke Skywalker, which that's not meet and greet. Sorry, he will be wandering around Batuu. They don't really do formal meet and greets back there in Galaxy's Edge. It's more of a wandering character thing like in Fantasyland. He will probably stop for pictures, but I think that is really cool.
It is really cool.
That's a character I don't know that has been out. Even in Tomorrowland, I don't remember ever seeing any pictures of Luke Skywalker being around, so that's really cool. And then Space Mountain will transform into Hyperspace Mountain for a limited time.
Of course.
Only through May 11th, so that will not continue for the entire month of May. New merch and the Create Your Own headbands, which are really cute. They're going to have some Star Wars characters now. You can
That is
add
really
to
cute.
those.
That's exciting.
Super exciting. Here is what I was going to tell you about Savi's workshop is they are going to debut a brand new storyline called Reclaimed and Reforged.
Okay.
For a limited time starting May 4th. Guests will be able to build their own lightsabers from scraps that have been scavenged by different pirates throughout the galaxy. So I feel like there are a lot of people that are Star Wars enthusiasts that are going to come back and build new lightsabers with this new storyline.
Okay.
And so Savi's will probably be busy for the month of May throughout this celebration.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think
it's
so
needed
too.
a bit of a refresh, right? Since they had what is the tooth? Is that what it's called? Something, the pointy thing on the lightsabers. I feel like that was the last time they got. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so. Yeah.
Some tooth.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like it's a
Rancor.
Rancor tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
There are Rancor teeth. They have those special little, they look like shot glasses.
Yeah.
That are Rancor
and
teeth.
it kind of looks like that on the thing too.
Okay.
But I feel like that was the last time they got special, like a couple new pieces.
Mm-hmm.
and it's been a minute since they've refreshed.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And I don't care about Star Wars. But
There's a
anyway.
couple new food and beverage offerings. We'll probably talk about menus as it gets closer.
Yeah, and we won't know what a single thing is.
I know what a Wookiee cookie is, and that's coming back.
Is it the...
It's not the same as the one in Disney World,
which everybody loves.
Yes, it's a little bit disappointing. It's still cute. It looks like a Wookiee, but it's not the same.
Looks like a poppy seed bagel.
It does a little bit, yeah. Anyway, fun stuff coming. We love Season of the Force.
Yeah.
It's a fun little celebration. Last year it was in conjunction with Pixar Fest. Like they overlapped just a little bit. This year it's going to overlap with the 70th celebration starting. So there will be some busy times toward the end of May.
Yeah.
So if you're planning a trip in May hoping to avoid the out-of-school crowds, you may not find that it's slower time. It'll be busy.
And honestly, okay, this weekend, a random Saturday in February was slammed. And so we always say, plan on it being busy.
Plan on it
Go
being
in
busy.
with a good plan and plan on it being busy.
Yep.
Because it is, usually.
And then you'll be pleasantly surprised if it's not.
Yep.
Okay, I think that's it for news. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Remember last year's amazing trip? That cute first birthday party? All those photos, all those memories can be freed from your phone with a Shutterfly photo book. Rediscover and share your favorite moments with those you love. You'll be amazed how easy it is to make a photo book with Shutterfly and enjoy it for years to come. Get 40% off orders over $29 with code POD40 at Shutterfly.com and make something that means something.
Welcome to the White Lotus in Thailand, Cut.
There's a well in the center.
You should get a facial. The lady in the airport thought you were my dad.
Oh my God.
The Emmy Award-winning HBO original series returns.
There has been more crime on the island. I'm a little freaked out.
What happens in Thailand stays in Thailand.
Oh, what does that mean?
It means we're not dead yet.
Amen.
Amen.
A new season of the HBO original series The White Lotus premieres February 16th at 9 p.m. on Max.
All right, so we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about the Gumball Rally today. Maybe we'll touch on it a little bit.
Maybe.
Because I feel like the episode that we did, we recorded with people who came from the Meetup, and I feel like that was just a lot of like deep dive on the Gumball Rally.
Mm-hmm.
So we might talk a little bit about our experience,
Sure.
but we'll talk about the whole weekend.
Yeah. So we arrived in Long Beach on Friday to a very dreary, drizzly Southern California, which
It was lovely, honestly.
I don't love the rain, but
I don't mind it.
I had my hood up.
Yes. And I just don't mind like not having beating sun on me all day. Like a little gloom occasionally, I'm okay with.
Sure.
So we got there, headed to the hotel.
We stayed at the Hojo again this weekend, which is our home away from home, apparently. We love the Hojo. They're great.
We do love the Hojo. I will say, though, that this is the second time I've had this exact same room. I don't know, did I talk about it a little bit last time? It's a family suite, and it's on the freeway side of Building 1, and it's pretty loud.
It is pretty loud. And I think by night 3, I was used to it, and it was fine.
Yeah.
But it did take us some time to settle in on night 1 for sure.
Yeah, it has 2 balconies, and I'd say it's probably the room that we were in. I mean, it's on floor 7, so it's high up, but it's probably the closest room to the freeway of the whole property. And you can for sure hear it. And motorcycles that want to rev and zip past, I mean, you hear it all night long.
Yeah.
And so if you are staying at the Hojo in a family suite, there's a possibility that this will be what you get.
Yep.
Bring your headphones.
Bring your noise machine.
Bring earplugs,
Yes.
something, because it's a little loud. It is.
But it is a really great room. It fit the 6 of us perfectly.
Yes.
And yeah, I have no other complaints other than the noise.
Yep. The kids had their own space. We had 2 bathrooms, which was great.
So nice. 2 showers.
2 showers. Yes. Lots of space for everyone to kind of spread out.
Yep.
We didn't even see the kids.
No.
It was
Kind
great.
of great. They were in their own room. We
Yep.
were in our own room.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
It worked out really well. And I
So-
mean, lots of places to sit.
Yep.
If you want to spread out and, sit and do stuff at tables, there's tables. It's a good room aside from the noise.
So, and shout out to the Hojo for always taking such good care of us. And we do have an influencer discount with them. So
Yes.
if you are ever wanting to book at the Hojo, reach out to us and we can book it for you or share that with you.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yep. And Building 1 is one of the renovated buildings, Building 1 and 2. So if you're wanting one of those refreshed, nice rooms, Building 2 is my favorite. I
Mine
feel
too.
like Building 2 is silent. I don't ever hear noise back there. We were talking about this with somebody and talking about the freeway noise. I never hear freeway noise back in Building 2. I like the atmosphere a lot. It's kind of tucked back in some trees, and there's a nice pool back there. So if you want to make a request for a nice quiet space, Building 2 is where you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So yeah, we went to Target. We stocked up on some snacks for Saturday because when you are gumball racing, you do not have time to stop for food. So you pack your own snacks.
Correct.
So we did all that. Then we went to downtown Disney and walked around a bit. Actually, we did that before we went to Target, but I guess it doesn't matter. The order. Who knows?
Who cares?
We ate at Tangaroa Terrace. We had some ramen and poke bowls under the awning overlooking the pool. And then we explored some of the new shops that are in downtown Disney. The D-Lander shop, Avengers Reserve, Wonderful World of Sweets, and the cutesy shop. What's it called?
I don't even know.
Disney Dreamland or something like that.
Is that, what do you feel like replaced the dress shop? Do you feel like it's D-Lander or do you feel like it's that place?
I feel like it's D-Lander. It maybe is a combo of both.
Maybe
they kind of split it into two different kind of sections, but
because wonderful Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Sweet Marceline's took over the dress shop.
Yes.
It's just going to be, in fact, when we were coming yesterday, when we were leaving, we stopped there real quick before we left, and I was walking through security, and I called it Marceline's because I'm just like, I'm not calling it that.
We're rebelling.
It's called Marceline's. Disney Storyland Boutique.
Okay.
What did you say it was? Is that what you said?
Disney Cutesy Store. I don't even know what I said.
It is not called Disney Cutesy Store.
It is very like kawaii, not kawaii Hawaii, but kawaii like the Japanese cutesy stuff. It's that kind of a theme in there. It's a lot of Winnie the Pooh. It's a lot of Stitch.
Some like Aristocats. Did I see that?
Maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a good mix of clothes. The create your own headbands are in there.
Yeah.
They had
lots of stuffed animals.
Yes, they had a shoulder pet tower. That's where the inside out shoulder pets were. Last weekend when Heath and I were there was a line around the corner out the door longer than the beignet line has ever been to get into that store. So I don't know if there was some limited edition merch they were releasing.
There had to be.
Or if it had just opened and it was crowd control. I don't know, but
it could
was
be that
crazy
too, because
every time we walked by.
It is so crowded in there.
It is tight.
It's very tight. They've got things packed into every corner, and then you just can't move hardly at all. So it probably was a mixture. Maybe there was something new.
But yeah, they were only letting in a few people at a time when we were there last week. So I didn't know what was going on, and I didn't take the time to look up if there was something special.
Yeah.
But anyway, we did that. We explored. All the shops are really cute. Even the Avengers store was actually really impressed with.
They have some stuff in there that I didn't see anywhere else, which I mean, we didn't go into the Avengers shop in Avengers Campus this weekend, but like they had themed ears for almost every main character. There was Scarlet Witch, there was Loki, there was Captain America, there was
Black Panther.
Yeah. So if you have an Avengers fan, this is really the place to go. They had some really cool stuff in there that I don't see everywhere.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Blow up Thor hammer, pretty impressive.
Blow up Thor hammer, blow up Hulk fists,
and blow up Captain America shield. I was telling Aaron last weekend out on the bubble lawn, there was some kid that was going around just wailing on people with his blow up Thor hammer. That made me giggle pretty hard.
Did he hammer on you?
He tried to. As we walked by, he was just swinging it around.
And did you knock him over?
Yes.
I like it.
Totally. I pushed him down.
Pushed him down and said, "Ha! Take that, Thor."
Anyway. Lots of really fun stuff going on in downtown Disney. And we saw the pillars for the Earl of Sandwich restaurant.
Yes.
So it's coming along nicely.
And it's right in that grassy area as well.
Yep. And the Parkside Market is open for business. And I think we did talk about this a little bit.
Oh, there's hammering.
Oh, is that Thor?
There's Thor right there. That doesn't sound like an inflatable hammer, though.
Too funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Parkside Market. Did we talk about this last week? How you can order at the counter downstairs, but if you go upstairs, you get table service. So you can. And I just saw yesterday pop up on my Instagram a flamingo drink. Have you seen that?
I did.
It's called the Flamboyance.
Yes.
And it's a frosé in a flamingo glass.
I saw it.
So cute.
Really, really cute.
So upstairs, you can have kind of more of a table service experience, but they will go down to those counters and just order for you and bring it up, which is funny to me.
Because we were thirsty and wanted to stop and get drinks, we learned that downstairs they don't have fountain drinks, but they do upstairs.
Right.
So,
and they also have some water dispensers. downstairs that I think are free.
We think they're free. We tried them.
We had free water. And then we went back to our hotel to get ready for dinner because we were going to meet up with all of our lovely listeners that evening for a little pre-Gumball celebration dinner, I guess you would call it. Mm-hmm. We had some people there that weren't doing the Gumball Rally, but not many.
We had some that we couldn't talk into doing it.
Right. But they were there for moral support, which we really appreciated.
Yes.
And so, we met up at Pixar Place at Great Maple, and there were 26 of us.
I think there were 26 of us.
We took up 2 whole huge tables.
So Great Maple is a really great place because it's large and there's plenty of room. I tried calling, your mileage may vary. I tried calling several times in the week leading up to our reservations. We originally had reservations for 30.
I think just 30.
Maybe 34. I can't remember. Between 3 of us. And I called to give them a heads up. And the first time I called, the person I spoke to said, "You want to call and speak to our events manager? This is her name." I tried calling her twice, never was able to get a hold of her. One person said she would call me back. She never did. And then when I showed up, they kind of shamed me for not reaching out to events. And I was like, well, I tried. And they're like, well, we can't sit you together. Your party is too large. And I was like, okay. And they're like, if you had called events and taken care of it ahead of time, I would have been able to. And I'm like, okay. And so we ended up with 26, and they kept us fairly close together.
Yeah, we weren't
it wasn't
too far
bad.
away.
And we just kind of did a team Katie and a team Aaron. And
it's actually kind of how it went last year, too, right? We were at 2 separate tables last year, and it worked out fine. We kind of, you get to know different people that way. And being at one big, huge table is hard because you don't hear everybody.
It's true.
If you're at one end of the table, you're not sitting with the people at the other end of the table anyway.
Ideally, what I would have liked is so we had 2 tables with 13 people each at kind of 2 ends of a long room. Ideally, I would have liked us to have backed up to each other.
Sure.
Been a little bit closer where we could
so
kind
you could
of
turn around and
just
smack somebody
bit.
behind you.
Correct.
Lean into them with your chair. That's
exactly.
what you wanted. Got it.
Trip them when they walk by to go to the bathroom.
Got it.
And it was fine, and it was great to sit and visit with the 13 people I was with, and it's probably same for you.
Yeah. And they have a really fun menu. Everything that I've had there, I've enjoyed. What did you order this time?
Meatloaf.
Did you like your meatloaf?
I did. I liked it a lot.
Nice. Good. I had a burger, a bunless burger, and it was really good. I love their
bunless
burger.
Surprising.
I know. Their truffle fries are really good.
Did you get some?
Yeah. That's what I got
thought
on the
about
side.
ordering. Oh, I thought about ordering some on the side and didn't.
Jack got the chicken and donuts, which I've never ordered there. I've always wanted to. I always think it looks too heavy, and it's heavy, but I had a bite. It's so good.
Okay, so Asher got that also. And I hate maple bars.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where I have to have them bagged separately. Like, I don't want your mapleness touching anything that I'm eating. It's disgusting. And so I tasted it, though. Not super mapley.
No, I wouldn't say so
really
either.
Good amount of maple. I don't mind maple syrup, fake maple syrup, not the real stuff.
Would you say it was great maple?
It was great, maple.
Got it.
But yeah, delicious. Kenley and Lyndon both had the lemon shrimp pasta. Did you have that? Did you taste that?
No, but the person next to me ordered it.
Did your throat start to swell?
No, it was fine. And then we went to bed early because we had stuff to do Saturday morning early. We had a race to run.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's discuss that just for a second.
Okay.
Again, we'll deep dive on it next week. We won't tell you how we did. That's the cliffhanger that's going to keep you coming back for more.
The theming this year was really, really cute.
Yes.
It was a murder mystery, and so there were a lot of detective...
There's Thor again.
There's Thor.
We have, preparation for next week when we do talk about the Gumball Rally. Somebody was vacuuming outside of the room we recorded in at the Hojo, and the vacuum needs to be WD-40'd. And so all you can hear, you can't hear the vacuuming, but you just hear this
throughout. It's like someone singing. It's actually really funny. When I listened to it, it's not as loud as it was sounding in my headphones yesterday, but
we have lots of background noise right now.
But yeah, the theming was really cute, and the costumes this year were really, really creative, I thought. There were a lot of really awesome costumes.
Yeah, and
we are not costume people.
Not at all.
We don't do the costume
We did
thing,
t-shirts.
but I can really appreciate other people's costumes.
They announced the theme for next year. It's villains. It'll be at Disneyland next year.
So here's our shameless plug. Please come with us next year.
We would love to double what we had there this year. I think we had 10 or 12 teams, I think is what they told us in the end, that were podcast listeners. We'd love to double that. We'd love to have a huge group next year. It was so much fun.
So start planning now. It'll be either the first or second weekend in February. They haven't announced an official date yet.
Right.
But block that out now.
And as soon as we hear that, we'll let you know.
Yes.
It was hella busy. It was
The park.
so busy.
Yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with the red car trolley closing that day.
Correct.
And also, did you know that it was California Adventure's 24th anniversary that day?
I did. Listen next week so you can hear a fun little story from the kids about Turtle Talk with Crush because they had a funny experience there with the anniversary. It was great. It was a great day. We did not. I'm not going to give a ton away. We didn't get to ride a ton of rides that we normally would because we had to strategize a little bit.
I feel like we rode a fair amount of rides, though.
We totally did, but
There were
I would
not
say
many we had to skip.
I would skip the Golden Zephyr and do Guardians of the Galaxy every day of the week, right? But we ended up riding the Golden Zephyr and not Guardians.
Yes, in the interest of time.
In the interest of strategy. But it was a perfect day. The weather was absolutely perfect.
Yep, that was lovely.
The kids had a great time. They were separate from us, and we saw them pretty much once the
Right.
whole day. And they had a really good time. They're signed up. They're ready for next year, too. We didn't
awesome.
think that they would be.
Yeah, about middle of the day, they seemed a little bit dejected and like they weren't having very much fun. But apparently, they pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and found a way to make it fun.
I think it was important that we, and we'll share this with you right now, if you do end up signing up to do it, don't go into it with the idea that you're going to win. Chances are, I mean, there are teams there who are in it to win it. And go in with the idea that you're going to have fun. In fact, we even had a suggestion from someone who came this year who said, we would love to be in a group that's not trying to win.
the non-competitive category.
Yes,
Yeah.
we want to do it and have fun and play the game, but not have to have them tally our points at the end of the night and waste their time doing that. So come to have fun, come to see the parks in a completely different way. And I think once we saw our kids midday and talked to them, they were trying really hard to do everything, and they were super frustrated and really tired, and one was being a little bossy, and nobody can guess who that might be. But like we talked to them about, guys, you're not going to win. Don't win. Have fun. If it stops being fun, slow down, stop and get something to eat. Take your time and then try to just enjoy yourselves and have fun. And I think that kind of changed their perspective a little bit. And then by the end of the night, they were like, can we do it again next year? They were really excited about it.
Yep.
They did decide that they wanted to stay in the parks and ride rides and not go back to the Anaheim Hotel for the awards ceremony, which was totally fine. So we left them at California Adventure when we went back to the hotel, and
Yeah.
they had a great time.
Well, and I was telling my husband this last night. I think having the Gumball Rally be their first day back to the park in a while, for your kids specifically, they haven't been in a long time. And so I think that was really hard for them to switch gears and not just be like on the rides, right? Which is what they're used to doing.
Right.
They were super excited to be there. And so to kind of have this wrench thrown in it, I think was a little bit hard for them.
Right. And they went and rope dropped Guardians of the Galaxy because that's what they were so excited to do. But
And
that was a 90-minute wait
Mhm.
first thing in the morning, and they got tangled up in that. And I think that was super frustrating because they were also trying to play the game. So that's where I'm kind of like, come into it with proper expectations like you always do.
And maybe plan on doing a light park day the day before so that it's not your first park day back if you haven't been in a while.
Yeah.
That
Or
makes
make
sense.
sure you have the hopper for the other day and
Sure.
you can come back over and hit your favorite things because it just wasn't possible that day always.
So you'll hear more about all of that day next week. But Sunday, we also had a lovely day with our listeners. We met up for a rope drop of the Jungle Cruise, which I think needs to be our tradition.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. We filled
almost-
the boat.
yeah.
I think there were 4 people on there that were not us.
4 strangers.
Which was really fun. And they probably had no clue what the heck was going on.
Right.
There was no boat behind us, thankfully, because we had the skipper on the deck taking pictures. And
That was fun.
yeah. So we have I need to share some stuff on social media.
Yeah.
I haven't shared a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was super fun. And then some people split off and then some people didn't. And we ended up
Yeah.
having a group of, depending on what we were doing, 12 to
13
17?
to 17,
Yeah. Throughout the day.
Yeah.
And we
we
filled,
introduced one person to the cheesy garlic pretzel bread. Changed his life.
yes, for the better.
Yes.
We filled a pirate's boat. We waited in line for Haunted Mansion. It broke down. We just kept pulling lightning lanes for it.
Yes.
So by the end of the wait, we had like 5 multi-experience passes, which came in clutch later in the day.
Absolutely.
And then what else? We met up for churros that evening. And we went to Blue Bayou for lunch.
We did. And so let's talk about that a little bit. I love Blue Bayou for the atmosphere, the ambiance.
Yeah.
If you are going to request a table by the water, be prepared to wait a little bit longer. Aaron accidentally requested a table by the water Not really.
I didn't. I just asked. I was like,
Yes.
is there a chance we could have a table by the water? And she says, oh, let me go check. And she goes and checks, and she comes back and she's like, it would be about an hour wait for that. I said, oh, well, we're good. Never
Yes.
mind. We can take whatever is available.
So we sat there and
So
sat
she
there.
heard we wanted a table by the
Yes,
water,
and
we
people,
sat there.
Yeah, party after party kept getting called ahead of us, and finally she checked, and the lady was like, "Oh, you're waiting for a water table, right?" And she was like, "No, we're okay. Just seat us first available." Anyway,
Which honestly, we didn't have a water table, but we had a great spot.
we did.
Right, like I think they kind of stagger them nice enough that you even
We
if
could see
you're-
the boats going by.
Yeah.
very clearly.
People yelled at us.
Yes, they did. That was weird. I've never had that before.
No, me either. I'm gonna just come out and say it. I hate the menu. I do.
So, and the menus we got did not have the Monte Cristo on them. However, our waiter did tell us that it was available upon request. So just know that you can probably always request the Monte Cristo if you want it.
We were there during lunchtime, and it does show up on the app as part of the lunch menu, and it does not show up on the app as part of the dinner menu. So,
I think they gave us dinner menus. We were right on the cusp of lunch to dinner.
were we?
So we didn't get seated till almost 3.
What time does it switch over?
I don't know.
Let's look while you're talking.
There
I'll
you
look.
go. Jack and I split a Monte Cristo, and we had gumbo, both of us. I think the whole table had gumbo, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah. And then
4 o'clock is when it switches to dinner.
Okay, well,
So,
I don't know. Maybe they didn't have enough lunch menus to pass around.
Maybe. I had somebody say on something I posted that they wish that the Monte Cristo was available during dinner. So I'm curious.
maybe
Let us
not.
know. Let us know if they've told you no.
But it is splittable. I will tell you that.
It is 100% splittable.
It's a lot. Kinley and Asher split one. Jack and I split one. Lyndon got her own tiny piece of chicken. And Erin had the prime rib.
Which was great. It was fine. Here's the issue, though. So for Lyndon, when she was looking at the menu, she's 11, so she's not a child. But everything on there is just very adult. And it was like roasted chicken, prime rib. And I said, get what you want. And she's like, okay. And she kind of sat there and stared at the menu. And I think she was a little tired and a little hungry, and it was a little challenging anyway. And she finally was like, I guess I'll get the roast chicken. And I was like, is that what you want? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, if you want to order something off the kids' menu, you can, because they've got mac and cheese, and and so she ended up ordering the chicken off the kids' menu. And it was, it
was teeny tiny.
was so small, and it had like 3 rotten strawberries. One of them was mush, complete mush. And then it was not a great meal, honestly. And we've hyped it up before. The atmosphere is fantastic, and the food's fine. My prime rib was really good.
And I always love that sandwich. So.
Yeah, but it's not for everybody.
Right. And for the price you're paying, you're not paying for the food.
No.
It's not 5-star Michelin star food.
Sadly.
Yes.
So take that for what it's worth. I just wish that they had a good variety on the menu. I feel like they could do better, especially at that particular restaurant.
And they have a new-ish prefix menu on the top for, I don't know, it's like $70 per person or something like that. And then what else did we do on Sunday? We ended the day at California Adventure because Sweethearts Night was happening at Disneyland, and we were kicked out at, was it 8 p.m.? They
yeah,
closed
we
it
had
down?
plans to meet up for churros. And here's a little pro tip. If you ever come to one of our meetups, we treat everyone to churros in the evening. So join us. But we got churros, and the plan originally was to go ride Big Thunder Mountain. Mixin was already happening. The Big
so it
Thunder
was so
Mountain wait
busy.
was super, super long. So we pivoted. Everybody had hoppers. So we headed over to California Adventure with the intention of riding Incredicoaster. And that stupid ride broke down right as we walked up.
And was broken down the rest of the evening. So we did not get to ride it.
No, but
that
we
was
kind
okay.
of split apart and went and did a couple of different things. A big group went over and did Guardians and got, of course, Jackson 5. And we got everybody in the gantry lift to do the Home Alone face with us again. That's another tradition that we have to continue.
Yep.
Rode Soarin'. A couple people went and rode Goofy Sky School. You went and rode Radiator Springs single rider.
Single rider, Radiator Springs. That single rider line was super long.
But it went pretty quickly, I feel like.
Yeah, we were about 30 minutes probably in line for single rider. Not bad. We lucked out and rode Rise of the Resistance with a 35-minute standby wait.
We did
on Sunday as
that
well.
was fantastic.
So that was fun to go see the canyons.
The moving canyons. And then we were going to end the night with World of Color. And again, as a group, pivoted and decided, nope, we wanted to get some rides in. So we all ended the night with Soarin'.
Yeah.
And then sat around a table and talked for a few minutes before we got kicked out of the park.
Said
And-
goodbye to a few friends that weren't going to be with us the next morning.
Yeah.
And we closed down the park, went to bed.
And then yesterday morning, recorded a podcast episode with listeners who wanted to come. We had 15 that were there.
Yeah.
Which
That
was
was really
great.
fun.
It was really great. And it was a lot of fun, and it was a really fun discussion. And
I had someone come up to me after we were done recording and say this felt like a really great therapy session.
It was
Because we all sat
great.
around in a circle and just talked about our day on Saturday.
Yep, just debriefed. Debriefed our Gumball Rally experience, and that's like what we said. You'll get that next week. And then we went back into downtown Disney, went and had lunch at Craftsman Grill.
Yeah, so that was kind of a newish experience. I've been there before. It's been a long time, though.
Lots of construction.
Yeah, so no pool view from the Craftsman Grill right now, Craftsman Bar, which is kind of the appeal of it, right? You're sitting poolside, and it's kind of a lovely little spot. Not while the construction's going on. But the food was
And
good.
it was so loud. And then they stopped, and we were all just like,
We can hear ourselves think again.
yeah. Anyway, grabbed our final souvenirs, raced back to the airport. Thankfully, there were not crazy lines outside of Long Beach.
And if you guys were wondering if we ever made it to the beach, the answer is no.
The answer is no. And actually,
it's not because of me. I did not
I think
do
it's
any convincing.
I think it's because of you. I think that you've ruined my family. When we got there, it was raining.
I
we
never
decided
said
not
no.
to. She not your body language said no. When we landed, it was raining, so we decided it wasn't beach weather, and we had an ongoing joke throughout the weekend. All of the things that we couldn't get done, we were going to do on Monday, and so it was one of the things on our list to do on Monday. And the kids decided they'd rather go to downtown Disney and have lunch and hang out and not go to the beach.
And I'm glad we did.
Yeah, I think it was fine. So yeah, that's it. That's it in a nutshell. It was a great weekend. We're so glad. We had so many come in and out. We had people who joined us for various things throughout the weekend, which is always how we do it. We had a huge group for dinner. We had a big group for the Jungle Cruise. Everyone else went and did their own things. What is happening? Everyone else went and did their own things, and it was perfect.
It was a lovely weekend, and we will do it again next year. So get ready for that. And I think we've decided that Gumball Rally is a really great weekend to do our meetup, because that's when we want to bring teams in and do it with us.
Yes. And we told our folks that came yesterday who recorded with us, we told them this, but we'll share this with everyone who's listening. The Dusty Sage is the head of Mice Chat, and he's the guy who coordinates the Gumball Rally every year. He's the head honcho. And he pulled us aside at the end of the evening and told us that the teams that we brought were lovely. And he said everybody was just great, had really great sportsmanship, really fit in well, and he was really pleased with how everything went. And come, because it's just really great community. And again, we'll talk more about it next week, and you'll hear from not just us. It's not just us saying how fun it is. You'll hear it from everybody else too. But join us next year.
Yeah.
We'd love to have a big, huge group.
Yeah, so fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is your weekly reminder to follow us on Instagram at Ropedrop.Parkhop.
Because I never post anything.
No, she will, though.
I will.
On Facebook, the same. And then our Facebook group, Rope Dropping and Park Hopping. We'll put some pictures in there, too, I think. We'll do
for sure.
some recapping in there. And join our Patreon. We have our Patreon live meetup on Zoom next Tuesday. So come join us there.
And a lot of the people that were there this weekend.
Yes, so we'll
you
have
can
even
get to
more.
know people,
Yes.
which is really fun to get to go meet them. And we've made friendships, no, let me rephrase that. We haven't made them, but we've helped foster friendships. We have 2 women who have vacationed together with their families since meeting last year at the not the Gumball Rally, at our meetup last year. We have 2 women this year. In fact, you may have seen a post on Instagram where we had somebody who had to bail at the last minute because of weather and couldn't come down, and her teammate for the Gumball Rally needed somebody. And we had this awesome, brave lady who decided to jump in and take that spot. They met that day, did the Gumball Rally together, and they're planning on doing it next year again together.
And they're planning another trip together, too, right?
Yeah. And so, we have a really good community. Come and meet people, and if you are looking for your Disney adult friends, we have them.
We have them.
And then if you haven't already subscribed to the podcast, go ahead and hit subscribe, give us a rating, give us a review. We love them so much. They're so helpful. And
Share us with your friends.
yeah, all the things.
We will see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Calling all Disney enthusiasts dreaming of a magical escape? Look no further than Mouse World Travel, your Disney vacation experts.
Whether you're enchanted by the magic of Disney parks, setting sail with Disney Cruise Line, embarking on an Adventures by Disney journey, or relaxing in paradise at Aulani, we've got you covered.
Our team of experts will craft the perfect getaway tailored just for you. From park tickets and dining reservations to exclusive perks and personalized itineraries.
Ready to make your dreams come true? Visit mouseworldtravel.com and tell them Ropedrop and Parkhop sent you.
Mouse World Travel, where your Disney adventure begins.